Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A few nights ago, I did a platinum blonde root retouch on my mom, and I thought I would share with you the process as well as my favorite toning formula for that perfect white icy blonde. So as you can see, my mom has a lot of gray. I would say in the front, she's pretty much 100% gray, and then about 50 to 75% everywhere else. And as you also can see, it's been quite a while since we last did her color, so she has a lot of regrowth, and she also hasn't been keeping up with her purple shampoo, so her ends are looking a little bit brassy as well. So for my lightener, I mixed up Wella Blondor with 30 volume in a 1:2 ratio. Now, normally I wouldn't recommend doing anything higher than 20 volume right at the scalp, but I've been doing my mom's hair for years, and not only is her scalp not sensitive at all, but her hair is very stubborn, so 30 volume works perfectly for her hair. But do what you feel comfortable with and what works for your client. As you can see, I'm starting in the back because that's where her hair is the darkest, so I want that to process the longest amount of time. Whenever I'm doing a root retouch on really short hair, I like to work in vertical partings, so I start with the perimeter and then I start working vertically. That's just the easiest for me, and I feel like I can work the fastest doing it this way. Once I get to the front, I work horizontally, starting from her natural part. Now, normally when someone has this much regrowth, I wouldn't apply the lightener all the way up to the roots right away. I would stay maybe half an inch off the scalp first, let it process for a while, and then go up to the scalp, because the scalp gives off heat, which makes the hair closest to your scalp process faster, while everything else will process slower, which will create a band. But in this case, because she's so gray, I don't really have to worry about that. It's hard to tell on camera, but she does have some dark hairs around her hairline, which is why I'm applying the lightener there too. I know the camera is making it look like it's just all white there, so you might be wondering why I'm even bothering with that. But there are a couple dark hairs that I want to make sure that I get. From there, I put a processing cap on her to contain the heat from her scalp and to keep the product from drying out too quickly. I let that process for around 30 minutes. Ideally, in order to get the hair super white, you need to lighten it until it looks like the inside of a banana, so a really, really pale yellow. So for my formula, whenever I'm doing a platinum tone, my favorite thing to do is a violet-based color with a little bit of a pearl base. So I did 2 parts 10V with 1 part 10PA, and I usually will add 1 part clear to dilute it a little bit. That'll ensure that the color doesn't come out too intense or overtone the hair. This night we were actually out of clear, so I just added some water to the bowl instead, but you could also add a little conditioner to dilute your toner too. But I like to do mainly violet based. I will see some people do platinum blonde and it just has almost like a weird greenish tint to the hair. If you think about it, when you are lightening the hair to a level 9 or 10, the underlying pigment is yellow. If you're throwing a blue base, just a blue base on top of yellow, it's going to make a green. So you want to make sure that you are using a lot of violet to really cancel out that yellow tone, and then adding a little bit of like a blue or pearl base will give it that really icy iridescent tone. So I applied the toner all over and really worked it into her hair to make sure it was fully saturated, and I let that process for about 10 to 15 minutes. It can get a little scary because, as you can see, it looks really dark and very like silver and purple while it's processing. If you're ever worried, just wipe some off with a towel so you can see the true color of the hair, but if you diluted it, it should be fine to process for the full amount of time. So after a haircut and blowout, here is our final result. If you'd like to see more salon tutorials like this, make sure you subscribe and let me know what kinds of tutorials you'd like me to do in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!